It is the Riot. Obadiah, Nikki, casting the pods.
And it's Tuesday for your podcast, or what am I to say a date? Whatever day you're listening to it is perfectly fine, but for us, it's Tuesday.
So in the podcast today, Manafest.
Yeah, he joins us.
Live from the Canadas. So that's a thing. We also talk about how to get some free internet.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania.
They had some updates on that.
We may have found the source of all the chaos in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It is probably me.
The book.
The book.
I hope he opens the book and then all goes crazy.
Everything, right? Let's see. Movies that are going to be on demand this weekend that shouldn't be, but will be.
Yay, there's an update on that.
Nikki and her high-heeled Crocs. Some Chinese electric vehicles.
Did you put in there about the box?
Yes.
The box?
I was getting to that. The St. Patrick's Day box of goodies.
It was so nice. We had just two amazing listeners really put some effort. The packing on this box was just fantastic.
Unreal.
So thank you guys for sending us some St. Patrick's Day goodies. They got to us. Sometimes for holiday boxes, they come like months later. They'll come like months later and you miss it, but you got it right on the date. So they sent us some amazing goodies, which we greatly enjoyed.
We got, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'll tell you, it had things in it that never in a million years would I have imagined.
Thought of.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
Super cool.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, well, you have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day, y'all.
Thank you for listening today.
Bye.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On RadioU.
Nikki, I have good news, bad news.
Yeah, what's the good news?
The good news is that you were mostly right when you texted me last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, how many times did Nikki say, now they just need to release Emma on demand so I can watch it at home?
It's not like you'll be able to buy it, though. So that's
the bad
a negative.
News. That's the part that I was going to make sure.
Mind.
Okay.
I don't mind.
I just want to make sure that you knew.
So Universal was the first company yesterday to unveil that some of their in-theater releases would be coming to video on demand way earlier than expected, because in some parts of the country, movie theaters are closed now.
So you've got The Hunt, The Invisible Man, and Emma.
So that's the one I'm excited about.
Be
so excited.
Really?
No, I know you didn't know.
You sure?
I know you didn't know.
They'll be available this Friday on demand. So it will be $20.
$19.99
to rent one.
For a 48-hour period.
Okay, yes. So that means, Nikki, if Emma's about 2 hours, you could watch it about 24 times.
Honestly, it was kind of funny because I've already pre-ordered Emma for when it comes out. I think it's in early May.
Okay.
And it was less than
it was less to buy it than it will be to rent it.
It was less to buy it than one weekend rental, but I don't care. We should support this new way that studios might be sending out movies.
So, here's what you can do. Set up, your phone.
I know.
Tell everybody to be quiet. Nobody talk.
Nobody talk during this.
I'm recording Emma right now.
It's like, I've already bought it, so I'm still supporting, so it's not bad. But I'm going to do something.
Oh, boy.
So that's the first one that starts on Friday. And then the other movie is the Trolls one, the animated movie.
Right. Now, that'll be out April 10th.
But that's when that was supposed to come out.
So if you've just been really holding out for the new Trolls movie.
Well, they're stating that, it's not the biggest releases, but it's something.
Well, in fairness, they are, in the case of The Hunt, The Invisible Man, and Emma, they already have been in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but not long.
Right. But with Trolls, this is a movie that is, it's going to skip its theatrical window.
No, it'll still be.
Won't skip it, but most movie theaters are either not open or only open in limited capacities.
Or people just aren't going as much.
Right.
So that's going to be that one. Everything else that was, big release-wise has been pushed to another time.
Yeah, it's wild. But, Nikki, this Friday.
I know, right?
You're watching
$20,
Emma.
$20, I'm good. If I don't, have a way to keep it with me, I'll just rent it every weekend until it's released. I really liked Emma, in case you could not tell.
Did you?
It was just wonderfully done. It's quirky. It's fun. It's what we need.
In these trying times.
It's what I need during these times. So I'm going to. I was so excited. Hudson tweeted it at me yesterday. I was like, oh, my gosh. Someone listen to me.
I wish that
You had a movie too?
Yeah.
I know.
But you know what? I'll live.
That's okay.
I'll live.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on RadioU.
Got something cool for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you are going to be studying from home. Now, working from home, you're out of luck on this. But if you currently don't have broadband at home and you're a student, so this would be student of any age, including college, and you're having to go home. Spectrum, which is a cable company, and, we don't have to talk about how we feel about them.
It's not about that.
Some people have varying opinions, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Okay, we don't have to get into that. But if you currently do not have broadband and you are now schooling from home, they will come out and do a free install, give you broadband and Wi-Fi for free for 60 days.
For 60 days.
For 60 days. And probably with the option of, that'd carry you through middle of March.
Yeah, but I just wonder, you mean April or May?
No, that's what it is. The middle of March.
I was like, wait, what month is it?
I don't know. I don't even know what day it is.
What happened?
So that would take us through the middle of May. Yeah. Which would be almost to the end of school.
My only question is, who doesn't have it already set up?
Oh, there are lots of people that don't. Yeah. I mean, for us, obviously,
how could you manage without that?
But I mean, there are plenty of families that, just can't afford to do broadband. And so they do their internet outside of the home. Now they're, going to be at home and they need a way to be able to do their schoolwork from home.
Now it's only 60 days and you'll be required to figure that all out at the end of the 60 days.
I absolutely thought to myself, I was like,
they're in the house. They've gotten in the house.
That's exactly what I thought. I was
is it worth it?
60 days is enough for it when they take the broadband away. You're like, I could sell some plasma.
I think we're okay. We can manage it.
we can keep this stuff.
Well, it's always harder to cancel out, even though if they give anybody a hard time, then shame on them.
You know what? In truth, I'll bet they won't. There's a level of marketing. And as Nikki said, once you get it in, it's hard. You don't want to take it out. There's absolutely some... It's good for the growth of their business.
Sure.
But at the same time, that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Especially, if you're a family and, who knows economically where you're at, you could be struggling and all of a sudden you're facing this, hey, kids have to be schooled from home, whatever. Or maybe even you as a student, you're afraid because you're like, hey, how am I going to be able to do this?
Well, normally, what would you do in the past? You would go somewhere and use their internet.
And you can't.
And you can't do that anymore. You just can't, go to a coffee shop and sit down and use it because that's not open for you.
Right. So I think this is great. Super awesome. And it's one of those things you can call them. And get it set up, but they will. It's available to families.
You could get your mom to call them and set it up for you, even if you're living on your own.
It's available for families with students, kindergarten through 12th grade, and college students. The only hook here is that you cannot currently have their service. So they're not going to give you 60 days for free if you have it.
And you cancel and then... cancel your service and wait a couple of days. Just keep what you have.
Yeah, Nikki.
I know it's not worth it.
It's going to be a lot harder. You're like, yeah, but I'm going to need it back in time for Emma on Friday.
Can you install it by then? No, this is there to help people, and if you already have it, you're already set.
Yeah. So if you need it, though, I don't have their number, but you can look into it. But that's in 41 states across the U.S.
And if you don't have it, it's probably worth checking to see. I know a lot of places are providing help.
Yeah.
So if you go to any of your utilities or your extras, then that way you can check and see if they have something else that might be offered if you don't have Spectrum.
So pretty cool there. If you need some help, it's there.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So I've been talking to a couple of my friends who already struggle with anxiety. They're having a really hard time because it's one of those things that I think most of us who don't struggle with anxiety are getting pretty anxious. And then you
already have that.
Yeah, you're already predisposed in that direction, and it's getting a lot worse. And then the other side of it is people that deal with depression. We are now telling you to stay inside at home. which is one of the first things that if you deal with depression, we would say, take a shower, get outside of your home. So, there are some tough times out there. And I don't want to make this just about people with mental health struggles. I know that there are plenty of other things going on. But here's what I want you to know today. The thing that I want you to absolutely get focused on is this, is that whatever today brings, you don't have to face it by yourself. If you are at home right now and you don't want to be, you're not at home alone, okay? You're like, yeah, my dad's here. He's a jerk. Okay, well, you know what? You got another dad there with you. God is right there at home with you. Maybe you're somebody who instead are essential personnel and you're like, man, I really wish I could go home. But instead, you have to go to work. You're not going to work alone. Whatever you're doing today, you do not face the day alone. And it would do us all a lot of good to, throughout the day, stop, take a breath. And you know what? I actually do this. You guys will think I'm crazy, but welcome to my world. I will physically reach out my hand and I'll just say, you know what, God, take my hand, be with me, show me what to do. You know what? I'm nervous, whatever. And I will literally stretch out my hand. There's actually a place where it talks about that God's Holy Spirit will take us by the hand. And I think about how much that I only hold hands with people that I really love. Like Nikki and I love Nikki, but we don't hold hands.
Well,
you know what
it
I mean?
doesn't work with the show. It's fine.
I don't even, but do you know what I mean? Like the only people on my list, like the people you'd hold hands with is like maybe my mom.
Hand-holding is the smallest of smalls list.
I'd be like, man, maybe my mom, but I don't know. Like, Mom, it's embarrassing. But you know what I mean, right? You know, God wants to take you by the hand today and be with you. He loves you. So look, I don't know where you are and what you're facing today, but God does. And I do know that you're not by yourself. If you don't have a relationship with God, don't just not be alone. Be there with one of the best friends that you'll ever have. Invite Jesus into your heart, not just your space. Say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. And you know what? I'm scared. I'm depressed. I'm this, I'm that. Tell God where you are and say, God, I just need your help today. And you know what? You absolutely have got that. He is going to help you. He is there with you right now.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, RadioU.
So what day is it?
Today's Tuesday.
Okay. In a few minutes, we're going to talk to Manafest.
Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
We keep forgetting. We had no memory of that going into today.
I feel like yesterday I lived like 3 days.
Oh, you did?
I do, because it was, I don't know, it was just weird. And part of it I know was just all the different places that I went yesterday and stuff. And I took a nap yesterday. Brief. It was like 20 minutes in the middle of the day. But I woke up and it was just like, man, it's a whole new day, whole new whatever. It was really bizarre. But yeah, dude, we're going to be talking to Manafest in just a couple of minutes.
In about 10 minutes or so. He should be joining us. If you want to hop onto our Facebook pages, you can watch while you're there too. So pull up RadioU or our show page, which is under RadioU Riot. Go ahead and follow and then get notifications. So then anytime we catch up with the band, you can watch too.
So I was asking what day it is because yesterday, I think it was, we talked about WrestleMania. And how the WWE came out and they're like, yeah, it's on. We're doing WrestleMania.
Week.
Was it last week?
Yeah, we talked about last week. And then over the weekend is when some states started adding in the no restaurants. And then now the, like no over 50 crowd or even over 10. So I'm not surprised that they finally caved.
Well, it's like they have and haven't caved. WrestleMania is still on. You just can't go.
So that's the one that was supposed to be in April?
No, it's...
Or May, or when was that one?
Isn't it? Okay, it's April 5th.
April.
Okay, I thought it was at the end of March, but beginning of April.
In Florida?
Close enough. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be available on the WWE Network, and it's going to be available as a pay-per-view. But it will be on a closed set that will happen at the WWE training facility in Florida. And that's where they will do WrestleMania.
Essential personnel only. Because even with crew, that for such a big production, though there might not be an audience, so you don't have like security and the people working, all that stuff, there's still a rather large crew to put on said show. But they're doing essential personnel only.
Yeah, that's the... this feels to me like we're just we're like one line away from just being like, okay, you guys know it's fake, right? Like,
it must be hard to perform that way, and there's nothing to feed off of.
I feel like with them doing it in front of a live audience, at least there's this element of like, no, it's real. It's real.
Do you think maybe because it's going to be at the training center, it'll look a little different? Like it wouldn't just be an empty stadium?
I don't know. And but I mean, they have an enormous budget. And second, they have 3 weeks. So they'll
come up with something.
I'm sure that they will put some work into that. And honestly, I would be surprised. I mean, right or wrong, I would put crowd noise in the room. Like for those performers. Yeah, I would.
Just for something so they can feel like it.
Yeah, either that or maybe normal. I don't know like what the rules are currently in Florida. I mean, I know what the president has asked for on a national level, but do you bring like friends and family? Because
they're not allowed to. For the workers, you mean, or like for the people?
Yeah,
they're not allowed to have them in during the thing.
Okay, because I saw some live TV where they were packing in like friends, and so it was a crowd of like 20 people.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, it's not a surprise. It's also not a surprise that they'll still try to do something. I mean, that's not a bad thing if you like wrestling. We're not getting sports, so you can watch something.
Hey, man, if you're into
if you liked it, you at least still get something to watch.
My guess is their numbers are probably better this year than they've been in a long time.
Probably everybody's stuck at home and they want to watch something.
And WrestleMania does well, just to be clear, but I'll bet they're going to do really well this year. But yeah, it will be you have to wonder if it'll even actually be live. How much of that's going to be pre-recorded now?
It's live to you, so they're not lying. Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, come on, right?
Just let people enjoy it.
So I was just thinking about it. I think from a production standpoint, like how are they going to do that?
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
It's been too long. We're so excited.
It's really been a while. Ladies and gentlemen, Manafest!
Yay! Good morning, Manafest. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good, considering I'm raising a puppy right now, and he took a dump in his crate last night. So, other than that, I'm doing pretty good raising a puppy.
Oh, which puppy did you get?
That's not like a meta or a euphemism for anything? Like we're really talking about a puppy, right?
I don't know. He's like a couple months old. I love him and hate him at the same time right now.
The beginning stages of the puppy relationship are normally like that. Which type of dog did you get?
Like a Cabochon or something. I don't know. It's not a real man's dog. It's like a little white fluff. But my daughter loves him, so it's okay.
Oh, it's cute.
It's not a real man's dog.
The dog feels that animosity towards it, and that's why it's having trouble. And maybe it intentionally decided to do that last night.
Yeah, it's probably because we forgot to take him out before we went to sleep.
Could be that.
It could also be that too.
Could be that. Man, I'm sorry to make this so political, but I gotta ask. Like, you live in Canada again, right? You're Canadian.
Yeah.
What is with the American flag? If we were a Canadian radio station, do you have a button where you swap out a Canadian flag up there?
If you hop on to RadioU,
I can't show you the full thing, but behind here is a little thing called this is a green card, okay? So I still got my American. Just because I live in Canada doesn't mean I want to be here, okay? Despite what is going on in America, what you have to say about whoever, we won't get too political here.
Sure.
Even though we are Christians, that's about as political as it gets.
Behind you on the ceiling, you have an American flag right there.
That's right, man. My daughter's American, and I just missed it. I used to have a Canadian one now, but we took that one down.
I would have loved if you really could have swapped them,
Dude,
depending on who you were interviewing.
Yeah, check it out. Here it is.
Here's the
I
American
don't switch
station.
it for Canadian interviews, by the way, either. For Canadian radio interviews, I don't switch it, by the way. It's
You're fine.
Hey.
Well, this is Manafest. His new song, All Time High, is now on Radio U, so you can request and vote for that. And the music video you can check out as well through RadioU TV if you want to see him in action.
All right, Nikki, can I ask my question?
Yes, you can. I apologize, Manafest. He's been waiting for this chance to ask you this question.
Boy.
Here it is.
Here we go.
Mana, are you familiar with other songs that are also named All Time High?
I am familiar with some from back in the day, in my hip hop days, growing up in the 90s.
Okay.
A little bit of
Let's go
Method
back
Man and
further
Redman.
than
Is that what
that.
you're
Dude, you
referring
gotta,
to?
Nope,
you
we're
gotta
going
go
back
farther.
further.
You gotta go back further.
We're going back older.
You know, I was
early
listening to
80s.
Yeah.
It's a James Bond. There's a James Bond theme song called All Time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So
I love
every
it.
time we play the song, he thinks about the James Bond movie and the song that goes to that. So no one else does.
Here's the
he
thing.
does.
It's not a good movie. I've only seen it one time. I think I've only heard the song one time, but I remember it. I don't understand.
It's just in your head.
So we've talked about a lot of other nonsense. Like, what about you, man? How is life in Manafest World, aside from the puppy, of course?
I'm writing a lot of songs, releasing a lot of songs, which I'm really excited about. That's been just so awesome. Like, we're just cranking out a new song every couple months. I just got back from Nashville, and I can't wait to send this one to you guys because it's really dope. It's like kind of like a, I don't know, it's like a hip hop kind of Beastie Boys. It's just super high energy. It's for TV film, but I think it's going to be really good. It's a collaboration. But yeah, just been songwriting a lot and just releasing songs, writing with new people, and just living at home, not touring, just raising my daughter and my family, and also helping coach other artists these days as well, get their music out there. So it's been good, man.
Cool.
Awesome.
So you like to still do the studio stuff in Nashville?
Yeah, well, that's just where a lot of the TV film guys are, because we've been really focused on that. But I always try to, hopefully they can be Manafest songs. If not, I don't force it. Like, there are some songs that just won't get released because they just won't get released because they're specific. But there's just a lot of good relationships there. And so Nashville just seems to be the spot. Sometimes LA, but I kind of have my little circle of people that I'm now starting to kind of write with, and try not to overdo it as well, because it's not just about like quantity, like cranking out as many songs as you can. I want to make sure they're really good as well too.
The quality's there, yeah.
Yeah, and just taking the time, because some guys just like bounce from room to room to room, and it's just like, let's write as many songs as we can, as opposed to like taking some time to really dive in and making one great, you know?
All right, we're talking to Manafest, and we are talking about new music from him. Mm-hmm. And he says he's got a new, I believe I quote him, banger that'll be coming our way.
Even more music.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely check out and stay up to date with Manafest. And like I mentioned, All Time High, you can now hear on RadioU, so request away. And you can check out through RadioU.tv, our RadioU app, and our RadioU Roku channel. You can watch Manafest's video for the song, too.
All right, man. Anything else we need to know about what's new in your world before we hang up on you and get away?
No, I just appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for the support over the years, and just, it's like memories, man. I don't even know how long we go back, like 2000. It's like
a long time, dude.
A long time.
14 years, 14 years, and we're still doing this, hanging out, rocking it. You guys look younger than ever, better looking than ever.
Dude, I
Nikki
have never
does.
looked better than I do right now.
This is the top for him. This is it.
I'd say I peaked, but I said that a couple years ago, and I'm still uphill. Like, it's still happening, so
Dude,
I don't know.
Living that prime, dude. Prime.
I'm telling you, dude. Me and Amazon, like, together.
Not that prime. It's like your
is.
look, the prime of your look.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. So, all right, dude. Well, hey, it was good to see you. You look good.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate you taking the time this morning.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for what you're doing, man. And it's really cool to still have friends and family in this game still, and honored to be a part together, sharing God through music. It's amazing.
Right on. He's right, Nikki. We're still here.
Yeah, every day.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Now, I can't take responsibility for
What have you done?
for the viral infection that is being passed around. However,
There's this thing with Obi.
I have this thing that once I get into something, it kills it.
It ruins it?
It ruins everything. They call it's a statistical thing. Google it. Harbinger of failure.
The TV shows.
It's fascinating.
Movies.
The idea behind a harbinger of failure is that there was a study that was done that they could show statistically that there is a subgroup of people that if they like something, it doesn't mean that their quality is bad. It doesn't mean that these people are bad people, but it does mean that they have a an aesthetic, they have a tendency to like things that don't succeed.
Mainstream don't succeed well.
That don't get mainstream success. And
the show has been the only exception that has lasted.
After looking at it, it's one of those things where we're like, man, I'm one of those people. Like, because we started just listing off things that I like that aren't available anymore. And it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, but this is next level.
It is. So some of you may or may not remember that, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago, I bought a planner.
A physical schedule planner. You were so busy.
So I got this. Hear that? That's a book. That's my planner.
You paid and bought it outside of like Amazon.
Yeah, what was it, 20? No, I bought it from Amazon.
Oh, you did end up going from there?
I think I paid $25
you thought
for it.
It would help manage things a little bit better.
Yeah.
So that you could not forget things or miss out on a meeting.
Okay, so Nikki, you see this was last week.
Yeah, I see last week.
Okay, let me flip the page and show you this week.
There's hardly anything on there.
There's nothing here. Do you know why there's nothing here? Because everything is canceled. And so
When did this all happen?
We are rolling with the idea that me getting a planner may have canceled everything.
The time that you spend money to buy a planner to keep track of all your things, and now you no longer have any of those things.
There's nothing
Why
to keep track of.
Planner?
There's nothing to keep track of. Last night I got this out. I got my planner out, and I was like, I don't need this.
You can't even plan our gym just closed, movies are closed, restaurants are closed. You're supposed to stay at home. Outside of work, this is it.
I have a staff meeting. But look, like tomorrow, nothing.
Nothing.
Thursday,
nothing.
Nothing. Friday, nothing.
Just the show.
Exactly.
The show.
I'll just tell you, I don't have to put the RIOT on my planner. That's.
You knew that one, right?
The planners for the things that happen after the show.
Now that's all gone.
Empty.
And when did this happen? When you bought the planner?
When I bought the planner. There's no point in planning anymore. I don't need to.
Just put it away.
I am.
Meaning you don't even need to get it out each week.
Maybe I should just throw it away.
And then that'll break all this.
Maybe it would help everybody if I would just throw it away.
This will be lifted off everybody.
Up.
That is so weird. I didn't even think about that. You stop doing things. Just stop it. Stop
what
buying
I need
things.
to do. No, Nikki. What we have to do is you and I need to start just listening to whatever my instincts are, and then knowing that we have to spin off of them.
Go the other way?
Obadiah's buying a planner. Okay, everything's going to be canceled. Let's go to the store and get some things.
We should have known then.
If he's going to start planning, that means that there's no need to plan anymore.
Just is so weird to think, yeah, you bought that because things were so busy, and now you have nothing. Nothing at all.
The RIOT really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the RIOT podcast.
So earlier we were talking about something Nikki's excited that is happening as a result of Corona-ness, and that is that
a ray of sunshine in an otherwise very negative time for everybody.
Emma, the movie that Nikki loved so much last week or 2 weeks ago.
The new Jane Austen movie.
Mm-hmm. That is going to be released to rent.
Video on demand.
Starting this Friday. So you will be able to, it's going to be $20 and you'll have it for 48 hours.
$19.99. It's 19 something.
Yeah, but man, Nikki, Uncle Sam got to get his.
I know, I'm
so
sure
you're going to have to pay. There's going to be tax on that somewhere.
I'm sure.
But that's happening. And it's with several Universal movies. So there's that. There's
The Hunt. And the
Invisible
Man.
And then in a couple of weeks, they'll do it with Trolls.
So they were saying that, for a lot of movie theaters that are closed or people that are staying in, that this is not the time to go to see a movie in the movie theater. So Universal started and announced yesterday that for current in-theater movies, they were going to be providing this. A lot of people were critical of the $20 price tag, but then if you remind people,
you would have paid that to see it in a theater. You have to think about it like that.
And you and your entire friend list or whatever can come and watch it for that one price.
Not more than 10 people.
Well, I mean, they're not. You're right. During this time, it shouldn't be more than that. Whereas, you were paying like $15, $16 just by yourself to see it in the theater.
Mm-hmm. So they're not the only ones, though. They are, like, some movies are hitting early. So Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, is that coming out early?
That's going to be out March 24th. So that'll be next Tuesday. They're going to make that available to purchase. So that won't be a rental. And part of what's going on here, I didn't know this. Yesterday, AMC theaters announced they're closing.
Oh, they are?
They are.
They have to in some states.
They're going to be closed, they say, 6 to 12 weeks. They do not have a specific date that they'll be opening, but they're closing all of their theaters.
6 to 12 weeks?
It goes into effect today. So, like...
that's a long time.
It is. They say they'll remain flexible on reopening.
Oh, if they can.
If they can reopen, they will. Which, again, it's funny. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like, I like going to the movies. I haven't been to the movies since mid-January, but it's even nice to have the option.
It's there.
Yeah. So, but you can't go to the movies. It's closed. It's wild, but you can get together with Nikki
and come to my house on Friday night because I'm totally watching Emma.
So we're going to put up several glass whatever so you can remain socially distant while also watching the film.
It'll be fine. We'll be far enough away. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting about that part.
Yeah, I know.
It's not just supposed to be friend time.
You're like, party!
Oh, wait, a small gathering and don't come near me.
You know what, we'll
just watch it by ourselves. It's fine.
Look, I know. We'll do a Google Hangout.
I will FaceTime.
You watch it, I watch it, and we'll just talk about it together.
That's the new way to party.
Something, right? Rusty Ship, show me how to live.
Really, I'm going to watch it all weekend, though. So all weekend.
I believe as soon as the show is over on Friday,
everything
the 48-hour clock starts.
In my life, everything has to be done Friday by the end of the show.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
What a wonderfully nice and sweet package.
I didn't even look at the box.
I
just assumed it wasn't for us.
No, that's for us. Let's see. It looks like Leslie and Joe sent us a St. Patrick's Day box full of nice little goodies.
Dude, okay, look at this right here. I got a jumbo pretzel. Mm-hmm. It's a chocolate-covered pretzel. There's 2 of them.
It looks good, doesn't it?
I just wanted you to know that.
Leslie and Joe, it was so sweet because we didn't even remember it was St. Patrick's Day, like, coming in today.
No.
But they say, we appreciate you and what you do. Thanks for all the life you invest every day. Enjoy the snacky snacks and divide up the loot as you see fit. Keep up the good work, Leslie and Joe. That is so nice of you guys. There's a lot in there.
So much.
And it's so nicely packaged. Everything's wrapped as well, like it's gift wrapped.
Yeah.
Aw, Thank you guys so much.
They sent The Adventures of Flash Gordon animated DVDs.
Did you know that was a thing?
No. I had no idea. It looks like it's kind of based around the movie, which I do love.
Mm-hmm. The old Flash Gordon movie?
Yeah. That's wild.
There's even an Xbox gift card, which I'll pass to you.
You don't want the Xbox gift card?
I'm good. I don't have that.
Wow, that's like...
What a nice surprise for today.
That's crazy. Like, how come you guys are so nice?
I know. When I opened it, the box is so big, I thought, someone maybe sent us toilet paper or something like that, but it's all nicely wrapped and there's wonderful gifts in there. So thank you again, Leslie and Joe, and happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody else.
That's the nicest St. Patrick's Day thing anyone's done for me in my whole life.
I've never gotten a gift for St. Patrick's Day. Ever. So it's just sweet to have that. So we'll go rummage through and go open up the rest of the stuff.
I'm still just like, what?
I know. It's sweet.
Why were they nice to us?
Because there's nice people. They're very nice. And they're all listening.
There's got to be a head in there.
There's no catch. There's no nothing.
I don't understand how people can be nice.
No, they are. That's more than just nice. That's incredibly generous.
I'm kind of blown away.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Want to say hi to Nolan. Did you see Nikki? He just hit us up on Twitter.
Did he tweet something?
Yeah, he found something that he thought you might be interested in.
Well, before I go and pull that open and check, don't forget we checked in with Manafest earlier. So if you missed that, his interviews, if you want to watch anytime today, RadioU Riot on Facebook and then RadioU Riot on YouTube.
Okay, so what do you see?
They're high-heeled Crocs. Are those real or are they just like a...
They don't seem like real to me, though I will tell you right now I'm looking at
It looks like an art project or like a class project.
I'm on crocs.com. Comfortable women's wedges. Mm-hmm. So they're
not heels.
They're not an actual heel, but they're a wedge, which is like a heel, except it's real wide.
There's no separation between.
Yeah, this is like what do you call it? Like a high heel?
Yes, it's a heel. Which I don't wear heels, so I don't think that's me. That'd be pushing it even on heels and the fact that it was a croc.
Yeah, they're nice, though.
Are they? Are they? There's something.
It's just something to think about, Nikki. And, in these trying Corona times, there's plenty of open air there. So,
my feet will breathe.
Your feet can breathe.
Is that what I need?
It'll feel, yeah, they do.
Looks like the first one someone made them. It's pink, but it looks like someone just cut off the front part of a croc and then added it to a heel. The second one just looks like a poorly rendered thing.
That's fair.
It's not
That's
real.
Fair. Well, how about some croc wedges? She can seem a little taller.
I'm pretty tall as it is, so I don't really wear...
Tall enough.
I'm tall enough. I don't want to add... I never liked being taller than a lot of people, so when I wear heels, it usually takes me over, so I won't do that.
Okay. All right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, because if I want to, then I will.
You should.
I'm just not going to.
No, wait. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't.
Whatever I want to do.
You should choose for yourself the type of shoe that you want to wear.
I know.
And then not allow society to tell you whether it's right or wrong unless there's an enforced dress code at your place of business.
Okay, that's all there is. My favorite shoe of choice is just my Adidas slides. So if they made Croc slides, then that'd be it.
Crocs are slides, aren't they?
They're not, because they have the little strappy thing on the back, and then it's not just a slide.
That's just because, Nikki,
it's more than that.
You know what that thing on the back is? That is nothing but a hug. It's an ankle hug.
Oh, is it?
That's what it is. I thought it
was to keep you from kicking them off.
It's a heel hugger.
It's a heel hugger.
So it's like your heels, like they feel like no one loves them, and instead they're just like the Croc company loves you.
Now, I appreciate this. I want to just bring everybody in for a moment, okay? I actually don't really want to go buy Crocs. I just want to try one on, but I don't think I want to buy them. But you guys are and you're kind enough to send me a lot of Croc stuff lately.
Who knew how many Croc people were in our audience?
I had no idea. I just want to let everybody know you can if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
It's too late.
I don't think I'm actually going to be going out and buying a pair.
Your name is now, it's a trigger.
It is.
When people see
Crocs. And now Crocs.
When people see Crocs, they're like, Nikki,
I got to send it to her.
You don't Nikki about this.
Have to if you don't want to. Though I always love any time you tweet or email or message.
Mm-hmm. You guys let me help you read between the lines. She doesn't want to hear about it anymore.
I'm not going to go buy them, probably.
You should.
Never say never, but I just don't plan on it.
You know what? Before they close the Crocs stores, Nikki, you got to get out.
I know. Is that next?
You got to. That's.
I just can't.
The governor's going to be on TV tonight, and we're also asking all Crocs locations to close their doors.
Why is he being so specific? Did you hear that? Was it West Virginia, or did you watch that governor yesterday?
No.
He was trending because he was like, if you want to go to Bob Evans, you go to Bob Evans. It's just like the reverse of everybody else. Like, if you want to go to the Croc store, you go to the Croc store.
Come on.
Oh, no, thank you.
It's complicated.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, RadioU.
Sometimes I just like to flat iron my hair.
Have you ever done it before?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I don't think
Every morning I come in here and I flat iron my hair
You don't think
first.
that hair gets naturally that straight, do you?
Oh, my gosh, no. I mean, normally I have long, curly hair.
Luscious,
yeah,
curly hair.
But sometimes I like to have a different look, and so I'll flat iron it. And you have a Dyson hairdryer, right?
I do. I don't have the curling one, but I just have the hairdryer.
All right. Well, did you know they have a flat iron?
I saw it, yeah.
Isn't it? It's new, though, right?
I think so, yeah. It seems like it is.
What do you think you pay for an...
You don't want to know what those things cost. Any of the Dyson stuff, it's like a Dyson tax. It's like you think the Nintendo stuff's expensive or your Apple phone or all that, but Dyson's crazy expensive.
$550.
Yeah.
To flat iron your hair.
That's about the same price as the other stuff.
Insane.
You know, you could buy a Dyson vacuum cleaner and just try to straighten your hair that way.
Yeah.
Just have to have an all-in-one.
So now I'm watching, this is interesting, I'm watching a video of girls trying the new, holy freaking crap. Like, I got to give that lady credit. It really did, like... Wow, her hair is so curly and now it's flat. I need a Dyson flat. This is what we need.
You're just like trying to fight it, and then you're like, wait a minute, it's a testimonial.
I'm just telling you, if you showed me,
that's how they work.
If you showed me the picture of these people next to each other, I'd be like, no, they're not the same person. Like, that's not possible.
But that could be any other straight iron, will do that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not necessarily that. That's $550. I don't want to hear another peep out of anybody when I say that I want to get a PlayStation and upgrade my computer.
For all still probably under what you can get that for.
$500. And the blow dryer is $400. But, it's supersonic.
Yeah.
Supersonic.
It really does blow dry your hair fast, though.
Does it really?
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But you have to be careful, because, you can't use the full power on it. Because when you use the full power on it...
Does it blow part of your flesh off?
No, it can rip out your hair. You have to be a little gentle with it. So you can't even use the power. Just for fear that your hair comes out.
I love the idea of you coming in one morning and there's kind of a big bald patch.
I turned it on all the way.
I accidentally turned it on all the way.
I can't do that.
It'll grow back. They say it will grow back.
So I use the lightest setting and the lowest setting for heat and stuff.
Man, that's amazing to me. A $550 flat iron. But you know what? You're worth it, girls.
If you want it, then that's fine. Whatever you want.
We're worth it.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say hi to a couple of people, including Madison. She says, just a quick moment to say I'm really grateful for you guys. Still having the podcast to listen to with your silly antics has been a huge mental relief in an increasingly anxious time. I've been having a rough time, and you guys have made me laugh and smile today. It is a gift. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
And hi to Ellie. She says, I do grocery stock, and listening to you guys before the store opens gives me the extra boost of energy while doing double, triple the normal work, and reminds me to laugh so I can smile at customers when it does open. I mean, it gave me energy at the end of my shift before all this, too, but it's a lot more noticeable now. Aww. Thank you, Obadiah and Nikki.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. We really do hope it helps.
You know what? That's that has been very much on my mind the last couple of days, is that I have been praying for you, and I mean you, the listener of RadioU and of the Riot. I have been praying that God uses RadioU to encourage you and to lift your spirits a little bit. I know that there's just kind of a mental heaviness just kind of on a lot of things. And, we're trying to push back against that a little bit, which is good. It's what we need to do. And the other thing I just want to remind you is that you're not alone today. RadioU is with you. The Riot is with you. But even if those things just disappeared, you still wouldn't be alone. Today, God is with you right where you are. And, I mean, you could be in quarantine behind 14 panes of glass, underneath plastic, whatever.
You still wouldn't be by yourself.
You still wouldn't be alone. God is with you. And if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you know what? It's time to sit and talk to the elephant in the room. I'm talking about God. I mean, he's been there the whole time. Maybe you've just been ignoring him. Well, it's time to stop ignoring and it's time to start talking. If you don't have a relationship with God, now's your time. Just say, Jesus, I need that. I need you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. God, I'm scared and I want to talk about it. Or whatever it is that you want to talk to God about. And here's the beautiful thing. Some people think that all of a sudden when you talk to God, it has to be formal and weird and whatever. I want you to talk to God the same way you would just a person sitting in the room with you. So, whatever it is, get specific. Talk to God about what you've got going on, because you absolutely 100% are not doing today alone.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Dude, there's such a great article here from Jalopnik. They are a website that does like car news, car reviews. Yeah, there are people that review cars. Me, I'm just like, I don't know, whatever I'm able to drive, whatever they have.
Yeah, but sometimes it's fun to watch car reviews because, it's not one you're ever going to get, but still doesn't mean it's not cool to see.
You need to look at what I just sent you, Nikki, because this guy, Jason at Jalopnik, just ordered a $900 Chinese electric vehicle.
Which one is it? The left or the right one?
Which one do you think it costs $900?
It's the left one. Okay, It's the left one. Wow, that's tiny.
It is a tiny electric car, which a lot of people, he says, have been making fun of him because they're like, that thing's just a golf cart. But then he points out that golf carts actually cost about $10,000.
Is this so? Where was he at that he bought this?
He bought it online from Alibaba.
But is he here or He's in the United States?
So he had to have it shipped. So the car and or vehicle,
car might not be what you're legally allowed to call it.
The right thing.
Yeah, because it's so small.
So it's $900, but to have it shipped, it ended up costing him like an additional $800. So about $1,700 for this electric vehicle. It goes about 20 miles per hour, and it can get somewhere between 20 to 60 miles, probably just depending on how many people are in the car.
Well, how much you weigh.
Okay, all right.
It will be directly affected by your weight.
Say it that
I know
way.
you don't want to think that, but your car is affected by that.
I wonder how long it takes to charge, because technically I could drive that back and forth to work every day. It would
have to take
me
the back roads.
Almost 2 hours to get here.
I don't know if that's worth it. You're like, but I'm saving all this money. I don't think it's worth it.
Wow. Yeah,
You'd be better to just buy like a motorcycle or something.
I'm not doing that.
A moped.
Let me tell you right now. After I watch it, there was a time, okay, we had a guy that worked here named Goose. He bought a motorcycle. Eric bought a motorcycle. And for the briefest of moments, I was like,
about it,
you know what? I should get a motorcycle. Everybody else is. I'm the one that drives the most. It'll save me all this money. And then Eric had reconstructive surgery on his hand. And I was like, you know what?
Because he crashed his motorcycle.
I'm not getting a motorcycle.
Lesson learned. You saw the whole cycle. You hold the whole circle of it.
I did. I was like, this is not a good idea.
This car is so small and so thin and so tiny. I'd fear the same thing.
Yeah. Well, at least at 20 miles an hour, at least
you're not going on the main road. You could not take the road in front of us.
Right.
Because that's 35, and I think you're only supposed to go 10 under.
We'll have to look at the law.
And then you add, your everybody's body weight to it. And what if you brought your big bag to work that day? Your car couldn't even work.
Nikki's like, well, it goes 20 miles an hour unless I bring my jug of water.
And
then it only goes 15.
Lunch bag, my purse, my work bag. You couldn't drive it.
Dude, but think, all right, what if we thought about this a different way? You know how when you're a kid and they have those little electric things like the 4x4 and the Barbie Jeep and whatever? That's what this is. You're 9 years old and you've graduated from your Barbie Jeep to this thing.
Yeah, you could have this. If you lived on campus and you wanted this to just go around to classes, that could be
so awesome.
Totally worth it, but we're not allowed to be on campuses, so I don't think it's the right time.
Yeah, they kicked you right on out.
I don't think we need it.
It's awesome, though.
Matt said, could you fit all those bags in the car? Probably actually not.
You know what? There's a luggage rack on the top of it. There really is. There's
I gotta
a luggage
put
rack.
this stuff on the top.
No problem.
So what was the thing called?
It's called I'm still looking.
EV?
Well, an EV that stands for electric vehicle. It's built by the Changzhou Changli Vehicle Factory.
And I've ordered something from Alibaba. That's a real place.
Let's see. Oh, no, it totally is. I don't see an actual brand. Oh, the Changli Nemika. The 2020 Changli Nemika.
You could have that for a low cost.
$1,700 after shipping, you understand.
Just can't get it on the road.
Wonder if you have to assemble it.
No, I bet at that price. Because if not, it'd be cheaper if it was just all folded in.
Yeah, that's true, too.
And I think you had to go pick it up at the port. Because that's how it's shipped to you.
You have to, because you have to go and get It's a thing.
You got to get it from the boat.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay, so yesterday Arnold Schwarzenegger made a video. He's like, I'm 75 or however, he's 72. And he's like, look at me, I'm staying home because I'm too old to be out with the coronavirus. But what? He's not alone in this video. He has too many horses.
Does he have a farm?
Why does Arnold Schwarzenegger have
many
horses? Why
not does Arnold Schwarzenegger have more mini horses?
He's the Terminator.
Yeah.
He's Commando. He's an expendable. The list goes on and on of what he is.
Other movies. Don't recall them, but he really does. Are those are donkeys?
I don't think they're donkeys.
They look like, the one looks like a donkey.
I think they're many horses, Nikki.
No, I think that's a donkey.
No, well, I think you're wrong.
Well, fine. I don't care. Does it say in the article? Does someone in the comment section?
Let me see. Is this
one
a
looks
donkey?
like a donkey and one looks like a mini horse. I think he has both.
So what you're saying is we're both right.
Yes, look at that. Compromise. I think if we could agree to that. Because the donkey, its facial hair is different. But then if you look at the other side, that's a mini horse.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, though. Like, if I had Schwarzenegger's money and I was locked up in the house, I'd get my llamas together.
Why does he have them in the house?
I can tell you right now, that's like eating cookies in bed. You're like, Mom said I couldn't eat in bed. Hey, Mom, now that I'm out my own, look at me.
I got all these animals. They're just right in the kitchen.
Schwarzenegger's like, yeah, you said I couldn't. What? Look at me. I'm at horses in the house.
The wealthy do some weird things now. We've seen plenty of videos where it doesn't even matter the money you have. You're letting some animals in the house that should maybe not.
My thought is, okay, I don't want a mini horse in the house because how do you get a mini horse housebroken? Okay?
I think you can train them.
Sure, whatever. But the thing is, though, like while you're in the process of training them, when a mini horse isn't housebroken, it breaks the house. Because I'll just tell you, one little accident that it had, this is how you know only rich people put them in their houses because he doesn't have to take care of that. He's like, here, get the people in here to clean up the mess.
So it looks like their names are Lulu and Whiskey. And because Arnold Schwarzenegger has been on a vegan diet as well, he points out that they love carrots. So does he. They're not going to go to restaurants. They're going to stay inside. They're going to eat with Whiskey and Lulu.
The other thing about this video that strikes me as a little strange is there he is wearing a Terminator Dark Fate t-shirt. Isn't that
what do you mean? He can wear his own thing. I'm sure they gave him his own merch. He's promoting it.
Yeah, but that just feels a little too much like he just went into the closet and he was like,
I grabbed something.
I just grabbed this shirt. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a closet that has Terminator t-shirts in it.
Maybe his manager threw it at him or something. They said, here, wear this today when you do your video. Bring in your animals.
It is on sale on demand right now. So here, wear this.
Everything's planned. It might look like, they just did a spur-of-the-moment video. They did not. That was planned.
So what do you think? That he's got an upcoming Twins reboot starring his donkey and his horse?
I don't know.
It's just like, which one's the donkey and which one's the horse?
They're really cute, though. I wonder if they are both mini horses. But to me, the one looks like a donkey.
I don't know. I just feels wrong to me. What is he doing?
Well, you're just not into that.
Schwarzenegger shows up with a mini horse, and because he's Schwarzenegger, you're like, we're so glad you're here. And it's not weird at all that you brought this horse with you.
But every video does so much better if you put an animal in it. It's just how it is.
Whatever.
If he added a puppy to it, I mean, I saw his dogs in it, but a little cute puppy everybody would have gone crazy.
The thing that bums me out is that I'm going to get old, too. And when I want to be weird, it's like, you're weird. But if I was Schwarzenegger, they'd be like, it's so cute.
Look at him.
That's the part that really bums me out.
So that's the video that went out yesterday.
I want to be eccentric, but it won't be eccentric when I do it.
Well, you can't have it with animals, though, because of your allergies. So
I'm allergic to
you won't
everything.
be the same.
I'll bring my stuffed animals.
Well, that will look different, too, won't it?
Oh, look, there's Obadiah with his
little friends. Don't mention it. Just let him have his little friends.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
That is nothing but a hug. It's an ankle hug.
Oh, is it?